Okay, so let's take a wild guess. Sometimes you feel like you write bars that would embarrass half the rappers on Spotify, but the truth is you'd rather delete your entire catalog than freestyle in front of three people at a house party. No doubt the irony burns deeper than any battle rapper's punchline. You possess legitimate lyrical talent that gets completely overshadowed by crippling performance anxiety that strikes the second improvisation enters the equation. This mental trap has ended more promising rap careers than industry politics ever could, destroying artists who assume confidence should come naturally with skill development. In fact, the most frustrating part isn't the performance anxiety itself, it's knowing you're capable of greatness while feeling helpless to access that ability when it matters most. With that all said, in today's episode of How to Rap, we expose the freestyle trap that's destroying your confidence. Now, before we expose this confidence trap, if you want even more personalized training than a YouTube video can provide, grab the complete Master the Art of Freestyle Rap in 2 weeks or less course through the first link in our description. Because while this video reveals why your perfectionist brain sabotages freestyle confidence, the entire breakthrough course comes with daily drills, direct step-by-step lessons, and more. It's discounted when you sign up through that link below, so grab it after we dive into why your greatest writing strength becomes your biggest performance weakness. You write incredible bars in private, but your mind goes completely blank the moment someone asks you to freestyle, leaving you stammering like an amateur despite your proven writing abilities. This devastating paralysis happens because your brain becomes addicted to the editing process. You're so used to crafting perfect verses that your mind refuses to output anything less than polished content, even in situations where polish is impossible. Your perfectionist writing habits literally train your brain to freeze when perfection isn't achievable, creating a confidence death spiral that has nothing to do with your actual talent level. The neurological reality behind this trap reveals why talented writers struggle so intensely with improvisation. Your brain literally cannot perform both functions simultaneously. Research using fMRI brain scans shows that during freestyling, the medial prefrontal cortex associated with self-expression and creative flow shows increased activity, while the dorsolateral prefrontal cortex, handling executive control and self-monitoring, decreases activity. Essentially, successful freestyling requires shutting down the analytical processes that make someone a skilled writer. The very foundation of your creative identity becomes your greatest enemy. J. Cole experienced this exact paralysis during his early career, mumbling the ends of some bars and trying to catch the beat again during his Tim Westwood TV appearance, despite being a proven lyrical genius. His documentary, Applying Pressure the Offseason, revealed the internal battle, showing how he spent years putting himself through drills just to overcome the perfectionist tendencies that sabotaged spontaneous creativity. Logic, despite millions in earnings and proven abilities, embodies this neurological conflict perfectly, describing his condition as an intense form of anxiety where you feel like you're almost separated and there's a filter between you and reality at all times because you're hyper-analyzing the situations around you. This hyper-analysis, beneficial for crafting complex verses, becomes debilitating during freestyles where overthinking guarantees failure. Cole solved this problem through systematic drilling, eventually delivering an 11-minute Hot 97 freestyle that demonstrated how persistent practice can overcome initial neurological barriers. Logic addressed his struggles through radical vulnerability, telling Zane Lowe, "I was so scared for so long to say that because society has led me to believe that my anxiety is stupid and shouldn't be talked about." Your solution starts with deliberate imperfection training. Spend 10 minutes daily writing obviously flawed verses and performing them without editing, specifically to retrain your brain that imperfection is acceptable in performance situations. But even this technique fails if you don't understand the deeper neurological war happening inside your skull every time someone puts a microphone in front of you, which is what we'll cover in the next section. Your analytical writing brain actively sabotages freestyle attempts by refusing to shut down during performance, creating internal warfare between perfectionist analysis and spontaneous flow. This neurological conflict happens because successful writing requires intense self-monitoring and editing, while successful freestyling demands the complete opposite, turning off your critical faculties to allow unfiltered expression. Your brain literally cannot do both simultaneously, so it defaults to the more practiced analytical mode, destroying any possibility of natural flow during freestyle moments. Many artists have recognized this impossible conflict and chosen different paths to navigate the neurological betrayal. Tyler, the creator, acknowledged this brain warfare and chose rebellion over submission, repeatedly saying that he hates the radio freestyle format and turning performances into conceptual art pieces. JID took even more direct action, dismissing the entire culture. His rejection represents a generational shift where crafted songwriting holds equal or greater value than spontaneous performance, prioritizing studio brilliance over cipher dominance. Vince Staples experienced this brain betrayal publicly during his 2015 Hot 97 appearance with Tyler, where he started strong before ultimately petering out, having to excuse himself by saying he ran out of bars. His intellectual approach to writing, described as highly instinctual during private creation, paradoxically made public improvisation more challenging rather than easier. Tyler solved the conflict by transforming anxiety into artistic rebellion, using the platform to challenge hip-hop orthodoxy rather than demonstrate technical prowess while protecting his artistic integrity. JID escaped the trap by embracing format rejection, representing an evolution where artists can achieve legitimacy through multiple paths rather than traditional freestyle validation. Staples addressed his struggle through intellectual honesty, with fans creating the viral tweet, "Unless your name is Sway, do not ask Vince Staples to freestyle," normalizing his preference for prepared material over spontaneous performance. Your breakthrough requires systematic neural switching practice. Spend 5 minutes writing analytically, focusing on perfect rhyme schemes and complex wordplay, then immediately freestyle for 2 minutes without any self-editing or quality control. Yet most rappers who try this approach still fail because they're missing the precise sequence of steps that break through, as we'll discuss in the next step. You need systematic desensitization to escape the perfectionist trap, but most rappers try to solve this through pure willpower rather than strategic brain retraining designed to work with your neurological wiring. The real solution requires progressive exposure that gradually teaches your analytical mind when to disengage rather than fighting against your perfectionist nature or trying to suppress it entirely. Your current approach fails because you're attempting to override years of perfectionist conditioning through sheer force, which creates more anxiety and reinforces the very patterns you're trying to break. Successful escape requires specific techniques that retrain your brain's response to imperfection, systematically building tolerance for spontaneous expression without the safety net of editing. Harry Mack's transformation from anxious performer to viral sensation offers the blueprint for overcoming these neurological barriers through strategic practice design. His approach emphasizes making practice fun by creating little games for yourself aimed at specific weaknesses while finding the razor's edge of your ability, challenging enough to grow but achievable enough to maintain flow state. The key lies in systematic desensitization rather than exposure therapy, gradually building tolerance for imperfection through structured exercises that feel manageable rather than overwhelming. J. Cole conquered his mumbling, offbeat struggles through deliberate drills specifically designed to overcome perfectionist tendencies. His systematic approach involved progressive exposure, starting alone, then performing for small supportive audiences, gradually increasing pressure until public freestyle became manageable rather than terrifying. The psychological component proves equally crucial. Hip-hop therapist J.C. Hall emphasizes viewing errors as learning opportunities rather than failures, fundamentally reframing the perfectionist mindset that destroys freestyle confidence. One of Hall's students, Ephraim, transformed from having suicidal thoughts to graduating with honors after engaging in hip-hop therapy that normalized imperfection and celebrated authentic expression over technical perfection. Environmental incorporation offers another powerful breakthrough tool. Using immediate surroundings as inspiration reduces overthinking and grounds performance in present moment awareness rather than abstract pressure. Max solved his anxiety problem by gamifying practice, removing pressure through playful approaches that made mistakes feel like learning opportunities rather than reputation-threatening failures. Cole addressed his perfectionism through systematic drilling, training his brain to perform without the extensive preparation time his analytical mind demanded while maintaining artistic integrity. Sean conquered performance anxiety through community support and consistent practice in supportive environments, proving that regular exposure builds confidence more effectively than isolated technical improvement. No doubt your complete escape method combines their proven approaches. Practice controlled failure by setting a timer for 3 minutes and deliberately making obvious mistakes while maintaining flow. One rhyme should be completely wrong, one line should be offbeat, and one phrase should make no sense. The moment you master this technique, your perfectionist writing brain transforms from freestyle enemy into strategic ally, finally working with your natural flow instead of against it. With that all said, hopefully you found today's episode useful, and if you'd like more guidance, be sure to visit the link in the description below to get our Master the Art of Freestyle Rap in 2 weeks or less course. And peace.